Hello, hello. What's going on? Happy Tuesday, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Y'all know the drill. Let's go. Let's jump on in and say, hey, let me know where you're tuning in from. Type that in the chat or in the comments if you're watching the replay. Go ahead and type it in the chat or in the comments if you are watching the replay. Hit that thumbs up, y'all, on YouTube, okay? And then also subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Hit the notification bell if you haven't done that. And you want to know when I'm going live. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for being very good at doing that. And what's going on, Tiana? I see you. Welcome in, y'all. Happy Tuesday. We're doing a part two. Tonight is a part two for my beginners out there in crypto, to kind of give you some tools to help you. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. To give you some tools to help you to identify when to buy, when to sell, or for you when to hold. Now, this is not going to be an end all be all when it comes to talking about cryptocurrency because remember what I told y'all. I am pretty much a student just like everybody else. The only difference, hey, thank you so very much for the heart, me. I appreciate you. Um, but the whole point of me showing this or sharing with y'all the things that I share is because there's a lot of things that I wish I would have known out the gate as a beginner. But at the end of the day, you're not going to know everything when you first start out. Okay. So there are some things that could possibly help you out. All right. So you don't struggle like some of us did starting out in this space, being confused, feeling overwhelmed, sitting it down like I did, from what, 2017 to like 2020 is when I started back up. So y'all, you don't want to be like me. You want to be able to push through, persevere, and then of course grow your portfolio at a steady pace. Okay. So TikTok, I appreciate y'all, but just come on in, tap it up, and then also share the live. Share, because sharing is caring. You know what it is. Okay. I know, TikTok been kind of acting funny with me lately, and it's not just me because I'm in a group with other crypto investors, and they are saying the same thing. They are saying the same thing. They having the same problem I'm having over here on TikTok. So I really need y'all to share this out. What's going on, Knuckles? I see you. Happy Tuesday. I really need y'all to share it out because it's not just me. A lot of us in the crypto space are having the same problem. Miss Mel, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I see you. So share it out. Repost if you're like, Leona, I don't know you like that. I just kind of peeked in from FYP. I'm just curious to see what you're talking about with beginners in crypto. What were you talking about? Buy, sell, hold. I'm just a little curious. I want to listen. You can still repost, okay? And that just triggers the algorithm to send it out to the FYP. So a couple of things that sends this live out to the FYP on TikTok, and then I'm back to y'all on YouTube, okay? One, sharing. Two, reposting. Three, commenting. So telling me where you're tuning in from in the comments is another way to tell the algorithm that hey, we are interested in this live. So I'm going to ask just like I did everyone on YouTube. Y'all type in where you're tuning in from. Put your city, put your state, put your country if you're tuning in from a different country. I see you, Ms. Mel. Welcome in. Arizona is in the building. Okay. And then tapping the screen, y'all. Tapping the screen, getting the likes is another way that TikTok algorithm says, okay, now let's push this out to the FYP. Okay. Especially y'all, the reason I want you to do that is because it's and y'all on YouTube as well. The reason why is say Louisiana, the real one. I mean LA, the real one. My bad. That's for Louisiana. Miss D, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Super G58. Thank you so very much for liking the live. I appreciate y'all. We have 1K. Thank you so very much. So y'all help each other out. So it's not just a few people that's tapping. Everybody tap it up, share, repost, and do all those things by typing in the chat to let me know where you're tuning in from. So yeah. So we're gonna do it a little bit different tonight. I'm gonna show y'all some websites for sure. Okay, we're gonna do a quick recap on what we talked about on Thursday. I had to think. Some of the things that we talked about on Thursday. Okay, and then also those three things that I'm going to show y'all tonight as well to kind of give you a jump on giving you an idea on when to buy, when to sell, or hold. Okay, when it comes to Bitcoin specifically, but you can apply a lot of this stuff to just crypto in general. Okay, so let's run it. So for those of you that do not know who I am, my name is Leona Clark. I reside into cryptocurrency rise. Um, my lives are always about crypto for the most part here on TikTok, right? Crypto, crypto, crypto all day, every day. All right. So yeah. So for those of you that have never ever been to any of my lives, my name is Leona Clark. I reside in the state of Louisiana. I am a wife, a mom. I am an Army veteran, an entrepreneur. I retired from the Army after 20 years. So some of the terms that I'm going to use, y'all, is because the Army is what taught me how to teach. Go figure. You know what I'm saying? So the way that I teach is still along those lines in the sense of how I taught my soldiers. Okay. So I'm giving y'all that heads up because I don't want you to feel like, you know, whatever. Okay. That's just how I was taught and it works and people really love it. So guess what? I roll with what works and what people can relate to. All right. So thank you so very much, Rise. I appreciate you. Okay. So what makes me be make what why am I talking about cryptocurrency? Why am I, in this space and what gives me the authority, as somebody said to me before, to talk about crypto? First of all, anybody can talk about crypto. All right. Thank you so very much. Conversations with Evan. I appreciate you. Hey y'all, check him out. I got introduced to um conversations with Evan. He's really good with crypto, especially for us, for us that's been in the space for a very long time. But if you're a beginner, tune in too. He goes live quite frequently. I really like his teaching style, so y'all check him out on TikTok. Okay, so there you go. All right, what's going on, Jessica? Welcome, happy Tuesday. All right, so yeah, so I've been in the space since 2017. Oh, thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate it. I've been in the space since 2017 where I just got told that I should be trading crypto, right? Yeah, that wasn't the best idea. I was still in the army at the time, number one. But number two, I didn't get taught, like there was no real deal foundation, right? So because there wasn't a real deal foundation, I ended up just sitting it down, until 2020 when I started to be taught how to look at crypto, certain things that we talk about on Tuesdays and Thursdays here, right? And then as I learned more, that's when I stuck and stayed. So 2020 is when I say this is when I really got serious about crypto and I stayed and I became a real deal investor for the long haul. Okay. And also trade Bitcoin specifically, but I don't trade too many other cryptocurrencies outside of Bitcoin. I used to do ETH, but yeah, I stopped that. Hey, Jessica, thank you so very much for grabbing that heart me. So this is why I'm telling y'all this, okay? Sometimes things can come at a time where you're not personally ready, and that's okay. We have to be able to understand where we are, recognize that, and then move forward. So tonight, B Jackson, welcome, happy Thursday, happy Tuesday. So tonight, what I'm gonna do is break down how beginners can actually read what the Bitcoin market is doing instead of like reacting emotionally to price. So if you look at the charts today and you're like, what the heck is going on? Bitcoin had went up to 73,000, 74,000. Now it's back to 69. What is going on? If you're getting frustrated, I'm going to help you, hopefully. Okay, if you're a good student, I'm going to help you to identify some things so that way you are not so emotional. YouTube, what I'm going to ask y'all to do, what's going on? I see you. What's going on? What I'm going to ask y'all to do is thumbs up. And when you come in, let me know where you're tuning in from. If y'all don't talk to me, I can't talk back to you. Okay? You don't talk to me, I can't talk back to you. I'll be like I did before, turn my attention to TikTok. Okay? So let's go. Later in this live stream, though, what I'm going to do, y'all, is I'm going to be showing y'all one of the signals that often appears before institutions start buying Bitcoin specifically. Now, this has come with trial and error for me. So this is one way that I identify it. I'm pretty sure there are other ways for people to identify things. So just know I'm giving you what Leona does. You do what you do. Whatever works for you, roll with it. If it don't, and you want to try something else, fine, because all this information is totally free. Okay, there we go. Hush your mouth. Happy Tuesday. Welcome, Rod. I see you. Happy Tuesday. Okay. Now, this signal is one of the easiest things that beginners can learn to watch, in my opinion. Okay. Now, quick question. I want to see where everybody at. How many of y'all in over here in YouTube land and TikTok land? How many of y'all currently own Bitcoin right now? Okay, you hold it in your own wallet. Give me the number one in the chat if you do. Okay, that's a yes. Give me number two in the chat if you're like, not yet. Give me a three in the chat if you want to, but you're learning first. One in the chat if you hold Bitcoin. Two in the chat if not yet, you don't plan on it. Three in the chat if you plan on it, but you're just learning first. One in the chat if yes. Two, not yet. Three, if you plan on it, but you're learning first. I see y'all. Good. Good. Okay. So I love it. So let's run it. Okay, YouTube. See, there y'all go. There y'all go. I'm gonna be sticking with TikTok. Don't get mad at me now. There y'all go. So for those of y'all just joining, like I said, this is Crypto 101. This is mainly for beginners, but I love when people who have been in the space come in, because you guys kind of help with the education, because y'all are able to catch some of the comments that come in while I am talking, and y'all can answer some of the comments. You can help each other, help other people out, and it's not just Leona saying stuff. So when an experienced crypto investor comes in and then I'm saying something, they like, facts, that's right, yeah. Da, 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 da. What's going on, Foster? What's up? Listen, this for my military folks too. This for my Army folks. This for my Navy folks. I mean, I went in Navy, but you know, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, Air Force, all y'all. This for y'all too, okay? Because a lot of us are retired, we're veterans and everything. So guess what? We need to make sure our stuff is good. What's going on, Bishop? I see you. Happy Tuesday. Welcome in. So before we sit here and talk about crypto investing, y'all, there's something that we need to make sure that we touch on. Okay, I got it, y'all. I always talk about crypto, but here's the thing: before we can talk about these Bitcoin indicators that I'm gonna share with y'all, we need to talk about something more important. Does anybody know what that is? Anybody know what is more important than talking about investing in Bitcoin and figuring out when I should buy, when I should sell, when I should hold? Anybody? I'm gonna just go ahead and jump. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and jump. What's going on, Alicia? My husband says the rules. Okay, yeah. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. I told y'all I was in the Army, right? 20 years. So in the military, okay, I'm gonna just say in the Army. In the Army, you don't deploy troops into the battlefield without preparation. You don't. You make sure that the unit has some type of structure, logistics, right? Because I was in logistics, and stability first, right? Guess what, y'all? Investing works the same way. It do. It do. So my question is, do you know what your financial health look like? Anybody? Anybody? Like, do you know like how much money you have going out, when it's going out? Do you have an emergency fund? All of this stuff. Like, and the reason why I'm asking these questions is because I have. Hey, hey. This when I talk about stuff like this, that's the reaction I get. YouTube, the reaction I got was the dreaded budget. This is the reaction I get. I don't know what folks want to, and I appreciate the honesty. You know what I'm saying? But when I talk to people and I ask them questions like, "Do you know how much money you have going out of your account? Do you know when that money exits your bank account?" And they sitting there looking at me like, "But how can you invest though?" True. Answer this honestly. How can you successfully invest if you don't know where your money is going, when it's going where, how much you have going in, the frequency in which it's coming in? If you don't know that stuff, how in the world can you become a successful investor? And here's what tends to happen, and I'm speaking from my own personal experience. Dave, welcome. Okay, we're gonna get to the Bitcoin stuff, y'all, but I wouldn't be me if I didn't keep it real with you. Okay. But what I learned in my own experience, okay, I messed myself up because I didn't follow certain rules first before I started investing. Black Digital, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Real talk. I messed myself up. Okay. And it got it was more business, mess up, but still it impacted my personal finances because I didn't understand certain things and I didn't have stuff in order, you know what I'm saying, in business. And then it bled over into my personal finances. So guess what? My personal finances was impacted. And this is where understanding your financial health comes from. So I'm about to give y'all just a little peek of something. What's going on? What's going on? I am Shanae. What's going on? Happy Tuesday. Thank you so very much for getting that heart me. He said the personal finance part is not commonly taught, but it's so critical. Come on, because this is why I said y'all need to follow him. See what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. Give him look, he talks about crypto too. But y'all, and I'm telling y'all, this is a big issue that I hear and I see when it comes to crypto stock markets. Welcome, happy Tuesday, right? When it comes to investing and specifically talking about investing in crypto, because for whatever reason, when we get over into this space, it's like the common investing rules are just out the window. No. You still need to apply some of those things that you do as an investor in the stock market, that you do as an investor in real estate, that you do as an investor or as a business partner. There are certain things you still need to do in this space. You don't just throw everything out because it's crypto and it's new and you can get in for less than $100 and you could buy some cryptocurrency for $10. No, you don't throw everything out, right? So there's a checklist that I'm about to show y'all. Okay. You can download this. It's totally free. Serenity, welcome. Happy Tuesday. But this checklist is pretty much a quick way for you to assess whether you're financially prepared to take on a higher risk asset like crypto. Okay. Or maybe you need to take a step back, get some stuff in order, then you come. Welcome, Big Mike. Then you come and you start putting your money into the market. Okay? Because what this checklist is going to do is going to assess your income awareness, it's going to assess your expenses and spending. And I got it, y'all. You don't want to talk about money and all that stuff, but I'm gonna tell you something, dog. You don't talk about money, you don't understand your money. Guess what? You're gonna lose money. Less money is gonna come to you. Am I lying or am I telling the truth? Am I lying or am I telling the truth? You don't want to talk about money? Thank you so very much. I am Shanae. I appreciate that, Gills. Thank you so very much. Right? You don't want to talk about your money? You don't want to pay attention to where your money is going? You don't want to do those things? I'm telling you now, it's going to be harder for you to make more money. Thank you so very much for the finger hearts, too. I appreciate you. Welcome, Mike. Happy Tuesday. I mean, am I lying or am I telling the truth? Y'all let me know. Type it in the chat. Am I lying? Type, that's a lie. If I'm telling the truth, say, hey, truth. It's too easy, right? You have to understand where your money is going. You have to understand, are you in massive debt right now? If you're in massive debt, not telling you not to invest at all, but you need to understand, like, oh, shoot, okay, hold up. I might not be able to invest as much as I want to in the crypto market right now. Let me do a little adjusting over here. Do this here debt snowball or debt avalanche or whatever. I got it, y'all. This ain't the sexy talk that people want. Just talk about some crypto right now, Leona. Just talk about, I would be doing you a disservice if I sat here and only talk to you about crypto. That's the fastest way for you to panic sell, especially as a beginner, because these crypto 101s are for beginners. That's the fastest way for you to panic sell because you need money because you didn't know where your money was going in the first place before you put some in the market. So now this money that you were putting into the market talking about, oh, it's for the future, it's for the kids, it's for this, that, and the third. Now it turns into, I got to pay this debt off. I got to pay this. I wasn't expecting this. Now I got to pay this. Now I got to sell my crypto. that I don't want to sell. Wes, welcome. Happy Tuesday. I got to sell my crypto that I don't want to sell because I didn't know what was going on with my money before I start putting money into this market. Thank you so very much for the heart. I appreciate it. Thank you for the hand heart, right? BB3, welcome. Katina, welcome. Okay. So this checklist, I'm about to show y'all real quick, and then we're going to get to the crypto talk, okay? But, okay, this particular checklist is like, it's going to help you with identifying and a way for you to start your long-term financial planning, or, all right, or if it's like, nah, you know what, I suck. I gotta do X, Y, and D, X, Y, and Z, right? So if your financial structure isn't stable yet, the mission is not investing 100%. Okay, there's some things you got to get together. The mission for y'all, for all of us, is stabilization first. Got it? I'm about to show y'all this. Okay, so let's go. Let me share my screen, and then I'm gonna turn y'all around too. Okay, but let me share my screen. Oh, my bad. Hold on, my bad, YouTube. Let me pull this up. Thank you so very much for what's going on, cuz. Thank you for grabbing that heart, me. I appreciate you. I'm trying to find it now. Ugh. Why is it not coming up? I'm trying to get it, y'all. Give me a second. I'm sorry. For whatever reason, I can't pull it up, which is weird. Click the screen icon. What? Okay, let me do this. Hold on. I'm trying. What I'm attempting to do is say, hey, I know, right? User error. I don't know what's going on. Boo. And it's not letting me pull it up. Okay, well, I'm sorry, y'all on YouTube. Maybe y'all be able to show it later, but here, let me show y'all. Give me a second, YouTube. I'm just going to show them real quick. So this is what I'm talking about, okay? This is your checklist, your financial health checklist. So before you start calling yourself investing into the cryptocurrency market, what I don't want you to do is to mess around and put money in there, and then you have to sell out your crypto because you are not prepared financially, okay? So this is going to take you roughly 10 minutes to knock out or less, depending on how fast you answer and if you're distracted or not, okay? So it has an income awareness checklist. All you're going to do is answer those questions honestly, okay? And then guess what? It has a score down here. So you're going to start grading yourself. You give yourself a score on how you answer. Does that make sense? Okay. Expenses, same thing. It has questions. I know how much I spend every month. Do you? I can name my 3 largest expenses without checking. Can you? Okay. So if you can or can't, you score yourself right here. All right. And then it has this for spending control. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Emergencies. I have at least $1,000 in an emergency savings. I have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved or on track to have it saved, right? So yes or no, you score yourself based on that. All right. Debt, same thing. Questions, you answer them, score yourself. And then it does that for saving and investing, which is what we're talking about tonight, right? I save at least 10 to 20% of my income, or all right, you can change that to whatever your goal is according to your finances, because not everyone can do 10% yet. All right, so if it's 5%, then change to 5%. If it's 1%, and that's what you're doing for now until you can do more, guess what? You do 1%. Financial planning, same thing. You score yourself, and then your financial score, bam, you add it up. Y'all see this? Okay. So if you're in 0 to 5 on all of your answers, then you likely feel overwhelmed by money. 6 to 7, you're a bit stable. You have some financial awareness, but still need stronger systems. That makes sense? And then it gives you your mission directive. So your next steps. Got it? So I just want to make sure y'all see that. All right. So like I said, y'all, that's totally free. Okay, totally free. You do not have to do anything. I'm sorry, YouTube, y'all couldn't see it. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. I'm having an issue for some reason being able to pull up the the files and whatnot, which is weird. Let me see if I could do it. Hold on. Let me see if I could do it. So see, the picture wouldn't come up. Let me see if it come up now. Sorry, y'all. There you go. Bam. I figured it out. I pressed the wrong button. Okay. So there y'all go. So you can see it on YouTube. I'm just gonna go over real quick for them. As you all are on here, Shy, welcome. Happy Tuesday. I want y'all on TikTok to tap the screen real quick, tap the screen because we're about to get into the Bitcoin conversation. But let me show them this real quick. And then share. This is the opportunity for y'all to share the live, repost as well. And then if you want the financial health checklist, you can type checklist in the chat. Checklist in the chat. That way I can see y'all. Miss Mel, welcome. Welcome back. Thank you so very much for liking the live. I appreciate y'all. So for y'all on YouTube, look, this is what it looks like. You have a whole checklist, y'all, and you score yourself on your income awareness, expense awareness, your emergency preparedness, debt, right? Saving and investing, financial planning, all that good stuff. Thank y'all so very much for continuing to like the live on TikTok. I appreciate y'all. Then it has your score here, okay? So if you have 0 to 5, then you are in a financial stress zone. Do you hear me? Yep. 6 to 9 is stable. So that means you still got some work to do, okay? But you're doing all right. 10 to 12, you are strong, okay? You're doing good. You still got a little work, but you don't have as much work as the person that is 9 or lower, scored 9 or lower, okay? And then it gives you some next steps, all right? So let's go. Remove. Boom. Get me back up here. Boom. Let's go. All right. So now that everybody has that, all right, I wanted to stop there and show y'all that, but I need to show y'all or tell y'all something real quick. All right. The reason why I'm pausing for a moment. Lala, welcome. The assistant. Hey, welcome. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Okay. Because this part is gonna matter. All right. These crypto one-on-one sessions are education first. All right. Thank you so very much for sharing the live. I appreciate you, the assistant. Y'all see how she came in and just immediately started sharing? Like, that's what we do. That's what we do. We automatically put information out there, even if it's to one person, or 5, or 10, or 20, or repost. Okay. You can share and repost on TikTok, share on YouTube. Okay. But these crypto one-on-one sessions, like I said, is for education. Okay, especially for beginners, specifically for beginners. But I love when the educated, the experienced crypto investors come in because y'all help out. Okay, but I'm not here to tell anyone what to buy. Number one, because legally I cannot do that because I am not a licensed financial advisor. I don't have a securities license right now. So legally, I cannot tell you what to buy. But this is why I show you. This is why I teach. Okay, and on this particular live stream, y'all, my focus and my goal is to teach people how to think about money and the risk. Because it doesn't make sense to say, I'm just about to dump some money into this asset and then, oh, shoot, I didn't think about what could potentially happen. So now you jumping into something and you get punched in the face and then you're like crying. No, you're not about to sit here and cry. You should know what the risks are before you put your money there, right? So think about it. And I want to share my military folks, my Army folks, y'all know where I'm going, okay? But in the Army, before mission begins, there's a mission readiness check. We do it. We have a pre-deployment checklist. We got every type of checklist, y'all. That's where I get that from. Am I lying? Am I lying? My Army folks that's still here. Am I lying? We got a checklist for everything. They made sure you... Listen, you can't say you didn't know, you didn't get this done because there was nope. They're going to make sure you know. Okay. So what we do is we verify equipment, logistics, communication, readiness, everything. Investors should be the same way. He said a checklist for the checklist. Real talk. We have a checklist for the checklist. And it's annoying. It is, but you know what it does? It prevents us from making unnecessary mistakes. It prevents us from missing something that we should have caught. We should have known to catch, right? Say the thank you so very much, the assistant for the harmony. I appreciate you. Right? Said the way you oh shucks, the way you educate is great. Appreciate how you flow it. I thank you so very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna pin that. You know what I'm saying? As a little reminder to keep doing what I'm doing, the way I'm doing it. Okay. But no, seriously, y'all, investing should work the same way. Okay. Crypto is not the starting point. If you have never ever invested and your money is not together, you should not be putting your money into the cryptocurrency market. Do I want you to invest in the cryptocurrency market? Yeah, I want you to invest in the cryptocurrency market, but I also want you to be able to keep and grow your money and not mess around and have to pull your money because you don't know where your money is going. Crypto, truth be told, and I know some people ain't gonna like it, but crypto is the advanced operation. It is. This is not a place where you've never ever invested before. You just come in here and just jump. No, you're gonna get your head knocked off. You're gonna be upset. You're gonna probably panic sell and buy too late, all of that. This is not the place to come and test and play. No, you come over here because now all of your ducks are in a row. Your money is moving the way you want it to move. You already invest in something else. You got skin in the game. You understand market cycles a bit, right? Like you don't have it all figured out, but you understand the markets are gonna go up and they're gonna go down. Nothing stays up forever. You're aware of that. You know what I'm saying? You have the concept of, hey, when prices drop, this is my opportunity to buy, right? I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to say it louder for the people in the back. I hope y'all in the back. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Huh? Can you hear me? Holla if you hear me. Seriously. If you are that person that's still figuring it out, okay, talking about figuring out your monthly income, you don't know how much money you have coming in. Bobby's World, welcome, happy Tuesday, right? You don't know how much money you have going out. You don't know what all is going out. You got subscriptions that you're like, God dang, I'm still paying for that. That's $15. That's $15 that could have been in the cryptocurrency market. And depending on how long you had that subscription, thank you so very much for the galaxy. I appreciate you, the assistant. I appreciate that. Thank you. But depending on how long you had that subscription, that could be the difference between $15 going to the cryptocurrency market, $100 going into the cryptocurrency market, $500 going into the cryptocurrency market, right? If you're still figuring it out and you don't have an emergency fund, right? I call it, okay? I call it my I got it fund. If something happened, boom, I can pull from here. Okay. There got to be an emergency, not I wasn't anticipating this. You know what I'm saying? It costing this much. I didn't have the money, but I want to get it anyway. No, that's not an emergency. An emergency is like life and death, or like you lose your job and this has to be paid, or you're gonna lose your livelihood. Okay. Not once, or things that you're like, oh, this will make life better. No, 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 no. This is a necessity. Okay. And it's pretty much going to impact your health, your safety, something like that. All right. That's what the emergency savings is for. Your I got it fund. Not just because you haven't managed your money well and now you want to just buy something. All right. So if you're still figuring stuff out, this is not the space for you to jump in as an investor, especially as a beginner. Okay. Naomi asks, do you think it's still a good time to buy crypto? Yes, depending on your money, your money situation. But yeah, the markets are down. So absolutely. Right. So then once you have things figured out, then the mission. Well, actually, no, I won't even say that. If you're still figuring it out, the mission is to be stable. Okay. That's your focus. I'm coming to crypto, but I just gotta get this out because I'm hearing too much. Okay. I'm hearing way too much. And people are like really struggling right now financially. I can't sit here and talk to you about investing in crypto when dog, you sitting here like your money is funny. You on the struggle bus. Okay. So don't come over here and you focusing on, oh, well, what's the next meme coin? What's the next coin? What should I invest in right now? I'm not answering any of that. I'm not. And at one, because legally I cannot at this time. But two, because why are you worried about what's the next big thing? You don't do that in the stock market, do you? No, no. You come with your research and you do the research and you're like, okay, yep, this sounds to me and looks to me like a solid company to put my money in. Okay. So I want y'all to be honest with me. I got a question for y'all. All right. Be honest. Do you think that most people learn financial discipline before investing or after making a ton of mistakes? All right. Give me the number one if you say before. Give me the number two if you say after. Okay. Do you think that most people learn financial discipline before investing or after they've made a ton of mistakes? Give me the number one if you say before. Give me the number two if you say after. Ms. Mill said after. Flourish. Thank you so very much for the follow. Head knocked off. Yes. Let's go. For real. For real. Like, you come in here and you sit here like, oh my God. Now you want to get, why am I saying that? Because I did it. Raise your hand. Look, raise your hand. Give me the hand raise emoji or the thumbs up emoji in the chat. If you are the one that sat here and you had to make them mistakes, get your head knocked off, right? Get your head knocked off, like my husband said, before you started learning about finances and getting more discipline. So you don't feel like it's just you. No, baby, it's not just you. You see how these emojis? You know what I'm saying? YouTube, y'all can't see them, but guess what? They got their hand raised in the chat. So you're not by yourself. Okay? You're not by yourself. But see, now, look, I see them. Y'all still coming. That's what I'm talking about. But now that, you understand this, okay, this is a good time for you to go check out your financial health. So you can get that free checklist, okay? I'm gonna have it in the description of this video for y'all on YouTube, and then it's actually in the bio under my name, y'all. You can click on it. All right, I believe it's like the second or the third one. Click on it, and then you can download it. All right. You don't have to do anything else after that if you don't want to. All right. Things that may or may not be offered to you, that's totally up to you. But at the end of the day, just check out where you are financially, okay? Before you start investing in this market or any market, or continue investing in this market or any market, okay? All right, now let's run it. We're gonna talk about Bitcoin. We need to talk about understanding Bitcoin. We're gonna move on to the next phase of the mission, okay? And that's understanding Bitcoin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show y'all this chart, right? Let me see if it pulls up. Now, crypto. Let me see if I got it. Oh, I didn't. Did I not save it? Did I not save it? Or did I? There we go. Bam. So let me show y'all this real quick. So let's do this. Hold on. Let me turn this around. Okay. So we talked about this last week, and I'm gonna show y'all on the chart for the people who missed it. This is what we talked about last week. TikTok, if you cannot stay the entire time, y'all, I am recording this on YouTube, okay? If you cannot stay the whole time, I'm recording this on YouTube. It's Prosperity Calls, All right. So look. So this is the market cycle we talked about on Thursday. Okay. So there, this is how it goes. We start at accumulation. This is where our smart investors buy. Okay. When the markets are down at the bottom of a bear market, when the prices have been dropping and dropping and dropping, this is where the smart investors start to buy. Okay. Because the markets are more than likely in that fear or extreme fear. People are afraid. People don't have the confidence in the cryptocurrency market at that time, like they would when the market is just running up. Okay. So this is the accumulation phase. I want you to take a screenshot if you can. Screenshot if you can, or y'all, the picture is at I believe I have it on my page too. Okay. So then we go from accumulation. This is the bottom of the bear market, right? To the next phase, which is expansion. Y'all should be able to see this just fine. Okay. This is when price is moving up, it's constantly buying. You see consecutive green candle after green candle after green candle on the chart. Okay. So this is where you're seeing more investors start to come into the market. The big money players, retail investors, everybody is like, all right, now's the time to buy a bit more before price gets too high, right? Then when price gets super high, that's when we see a bit of distribution right here. Okay. So the people who got in super early at very low prices, like, people like me and other folks that I know that got into, let's say, Bitcoin in 2023 when it had, started to move up and got to 18K and stuff, 17K and things of that nature. We were buying then, right? In 2023, right? So by the time Bitcoin got to 100K and 110 and then 120, people like me who had the Bitcoin ETF, we started selling our ETF, right? Some of our shares. Now, some people who have a whole lot of Bitcoin in their possession, we're talking about thousands, hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin. Some of them sold some of their Bitcoin at massive profit because they bought at very low prices. This is distribution. Okay. So those early investors are selling so that way these new buyers can get in because the hype has grew surrounding Bitcoin. We're talking about Bitcoin right now. Then after distribution, guess what happens? Something called a correction. Let me move it over here so y'all can see. Correction. Okay. So this is when the prices just continue to drop, drop, drop. And all it's doing is resetting before the next cycle. That means what? Boom, we back to accumulation. So we're gonna have another, my bad. We're gonna have another thank you so very much, Chandra. I appreciate you. Happy Tuesday. So now that tells us that we're at the bottom of a bear market again, because guess what happens? The market starts to move sideways again, and we're in that accumulation phase. And it just does this over and over and over again. Everybody got it? Thumbs up emoji in the chat if this makes sense to you. It's just a cycle. Start here, go here, go here, then go here. Start here, go here, go here, then go here. It does this over and over and over again. What I'm about to do, all right, cool, I got you. So what I'm about to do, y'all, is I'm about to show you, give me a second, TikTok. I'm about to show you on the chart, okay, real quick. I'm going to show you on the chart what that looks like, okay? So let's run this. I'm going to share my screen. One more again. And then we're going to get into those three indicators that I was talking about. I talked to y'all about. So if y'all learning something tonight, let me know. Type yeah, yeah. Type yeah in the chat if you learning something. Okay. Or if it's confirming something for you, type yeah in the chat. Yeah, girl, this making sense, girl. Mm-hmm. You helping me out tonight. You know what I'm saying? I see y'all on TikTok. That's what's up. Okay, so let me move this and let me see if I can. Why did I have? Okay, there you go. All right, so I'm going to be on Kraken. Damn. Okay, so. Ooh, No, you can't. What you got going on? This is supposed to be clean version. What y'all got going on? Yeah, switch that. I love Ice Cube like the next person, but baby, won't do that. My bad, y'all. Thank you for the hand heart. I appreciate you. I ain't know they were gonna be doing all that. Dang, man, come on, what you got going on, bruh? Jeez. Okay, so I'm sorry, y'all. I know some people may not mind, but I do. I don't play music with, profanity in it, y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know who gonna have their kids around and all that stuff. And I'm a mama, so I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's go. So hopefully y'all see this on YouTube. We're about to bring it back. I'm gonna run it back one more time for my people who were not here last week on Thursday and did not see this. We're gonna run it back. Okay, so let's go. Let's flip this around. Do that. Do that. Huh. Okay, so this is what we talked about. What's going on, Mr. Nathan? What's going on? Happy Tuesday. Okay, so remember how I told y'all there's a cycle. So accumulation is typically first. Okay, this is where our people buy because the market is down. Okay, and oops, wrong way. The market is down. And the big money folks or the smart investors are like, ooh, sale, let's go. It's on a sale. We getting a discount or wholesale prices. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get one or two. Okay. So what happens is the market is going to move from side to side. You're going to see that. I'm trying to just put this right here. Gosh, get right there. Get like me. Hold on. Okay. So you'll see this is a past cycle. Okay, for Bitcoin. All right. So 2021, we had a high. It went down and then it said, "Site, let's go. We're going to create a new high." Okay, 2022. Got it? All right. So at this time, Bitcoin, this is cracking. Okay. By this time, Bitcoin had got to 69K. Okay. Cool. So then the bear market, that crypto winter hit us, child, and it was brutal. All right. It went from 69K all the way down. I'm about to move this white line so y'all can see where it dropped all the way down to. Let's see. Again, this is on a totally different brokerage, okay? So the prices may vary depending on the brokerage. So it got down. Y'all see this? It went from 69K to this one right here in this little white box. $15,567. Okay, that was a massive, over 70% drop in price. Talk about hard. But guess what happened in this window? Okay, accumulation, remember, is at the bottom of a bear market when price has been dropping and dropping and dropping. Okay, so these red candles tell us that people are selling their Bitcoin because we're on Bitcoin. Okay, the green candles tell us that people are buying Bitcoin. But what happened here was we had to sell, attempted to buy, sell some more, attempted to buy a little bit. Seller said, "Get out of here. We got this." And then guess what? It went sideways, child. Like it tried, but then it pushed down some more. And then here, it was straight flat line. Let me show you. Right in here. So this was the last big push to the downside, right? And then it just went sideways right here. Y'all see how small these candles are? Travis said about to drop 1K on S&P and another 1K on new. Well, good job for you. Good job, Travis. That's good for you. Okay. We're talking about crypto tonight, Bitcoin specifically. Okay. So price drop. It did its last drop on November 7, 2022. And then it just had these small little baby candles. So that told us that the market is deciding or making a decision on what it's going to do. You have a mixture of people buying and selling, but there's nobody in total control. Does that make sense to everybody right now? If it does, give me a thumbs up emoji in the chat. Thumbs up emoji in the chat. Naomi, I just told y'all I'm not a financial advisor or licensed financial advisor. So I cannot tell you what crypto ETF to buy into. What I can do is say there are multiple ones that have large assets under management, and they start with IBIT, which is BlackRock, IBIT. They have the most Bitcoin under management, and then Fidelity, which is FBTC, has the second most Bitcoin assets under management, and then number three is, I believe, number three is still Grayscale. Okay, and that's GBTC. And after GBTC, I believe is ARC or is somebody before ARC. But those are the top three that I know of. Okay, I would say go do your research, because when investing in ETFs, that comes with your expense ratios, and the higher the expense ratios, the less profit you have. So I need you to invest. Make sure you do your research on that. So there you go. Research those three. All right. So you see that we have accumulation here because the market is moving sideways. So when we think about accumulation, think about the market moving sideways. It hasn't made a decision yet. The candles get smaller. Okay. The body of the candles get smaller. You're welcome, Naomi. Okay. So after accumulation, hopefully y'all took a screenshot, but I'm going to remind you, the next phase is called expansion. The next phase after accumulation is called expansion. So that means that now we're going to start seeing big body green candles. Yep, because that means the buyers are in the building. Now, this could look like, oh yeah, it's expansion because we had 3 weeks of straight buying. Okay, that's great. But then it went sideways again. Then we had 1 week of straight buying. Then it went sideways again. Y'all see this? Then it went sideways some more. It had a good week, a good solid week, went sideways, pushed down, went sideways again, and then boom, it took off. Look at all them green candles. So Leona says this. Hold up. I'm about to move this candle. Move this line. We talked about resistance and support before, right? So price finally broke above that 30K, this little white box here, okay? It finally broke out of this and said, we gone. Each one of these candles represents 1 week of price moving up, down, or whatever. So every green candle means that price was moving up. Buyers were in the building for 1 week, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 barely, 7, 8. So you're talking about 2 straight months of buying activity. Do you think that that is considered expansion? Give me a yes in the chat or a no in the chat. Do you think that that is considered expansion? Give me yes in the chat or no in the chat when you have 8 straight weeks of buying. Naomi, I paid people to teach me how to read the charts, and then I took that and ran with it. Everybody don't have to pay. Welcome, Mr. Howard. I see you. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And this is why I'm breaking this down to y'all, because as an investor, y'all, it is very helpful to see with your own 2 eyes what the market is doing, how people with big money are reacting to information, news, events, macro events, whatever. This helps you to understand why price is moving the way it's moving. Why did Bitcoin go from 73, 74K just earlier last week, right, to 69K today? Because you know what cycle we're in, right? Okay, so we talked accumulation first. Then I just showed y'all expansion, meaning we have all these green candles back to back to back. Price took off 8 weeks of consecutive buying. Okay, that's expansion. Now we're going to move on to what we talk about was the third phase. After expansion came what? Distribution. Distribution, ladies and gentlemen, happens at the top of that bull run, meaning price has been running to the upside. Everybody's excited. Everybody and their mama been buying Bitcoin, and boy, it's just hit all-time highs over and over and over again. But now those all-time highs are finally hit. Buyers are exhausted. The people who have been buying from the bottom are now taking what? Profit. They are selling some of their Bitcoin because they have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin in their possession, right? So now they say, hey, I got plenty of profit right now. Let me go ahead and sell some of this Bitcoin I have so that way I can buy some more at a lower price. Does that make sense to y'all? Walter, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Give me a thumbs up emoji in the chat if that makes sense. So when price is at these all-time highs, it got up here. Look at this little white box here. You see this? This one right here, 126K. According to Kraken, which is a crypto brokerage, right? A crypto exchange. That was the high for Bitcoin. Okay. That number may vary depending on the crypto exchange. Okay. So at this point, this is distribution. This is where the people that bought low are now doing what? Selling high. So what's going to happen? You're going to see a mixture of green and red candles. Remember, for my people who just joined, green means buy, red means sell, green means price is going up, red means price is going down, right? So at the top of those bull runs, this is when you have that distribution. This is when the market is going to start to move a bit sideways again, just like we saw with accumulation. The only difference is you may not see as many small body candles, okay, as you do with this with the accumulation. Everybody got it. So we talked about 3 phases so far. We talked about accumulation, which is at the bottom of a bear market when the sale has been going on for a long time and now the market is moving sideways. Okay, this is where the smart investors are buying. Then we have expansion that comes after that. This is when you see all of these green candles, buy. So weeks at a time, months at a time, people are buying. That's expansion. And then we have distribution, which is at the top when the buy is exhausted, when the buyers are exhausted, when we have hit euphoria, child. Okay. And the good buyers, the ones that started buying at the bottom during that accumulation, now they're selling their Bitcoin. All right. And they taking profit because they are up massively. So now these new buyers who don't know what they're doing, they buying at 110, 115, 126K because they think the buy is going to continue to go. Got it? The 4th phase, the final phase before it starts over, is correction. That means you're going to start seeing more of these red candles because you have more people selling their Bitcoin because they're doing what? Taking profit. Then there's fear that comes into the market. Oh, shoot, we down 20%, we down 30%. So now these people who bought at highs, they panic sell and they selling it at a loss. And guess what? More selling. The market is just resetting. It's correcting. Everybody got it? So with that being said, that means that this is where we are, y'all. Correction. That's it. That's all. Until the market shows us on the week time frame. See this? That means every candle represents 1 week of price movement. Until we see sideways action, like we did here. Okay? Until we see sideways action consistently. Okay? Weeks at a time. Weeks turn into months. And those candles get smaller like this. Yahoo, welcome. Right? When the candles get small like this, and then we have weeks of sideways movement, that means we are what? At the bottom, and it's accumulation again. Does that make sense to everybody? Thumbs up emoji in the chat if that makes sense. Thumbs up emoji in the chat if that makes sense. Y'all tap the screen, share the live. Tap the screen, share the live, and or repost as well. Okay? Does that make sense? What's going on, nephew? I see you. Tap the screen, share the live. Y'all, normally we do way better with our shares. Normally we do way better with our shares. I don't know what's going on, y'all, but I'm over here helping y'all to save some money and also to make some more money in this market as an investor, in crypto, right? With Bitcoin. Naomi said, I understand some of it. As long as you understand something, you know a bit more today than you knew yesterday. That is what matters. You're not going to get it all in one night. Definitely not in 1 hour of me talking. Not even a full hour, because I haven't even been talking about crypto the full hour yet. Thank you so very much, cuz. See, keep sharing live. I love that. Thank y'all. Like. Maybe tap the screen, tap like this, tap like this. I normally use my thumb or that little tapper, okay, that I bought. Okay. And then repost as well and keep commenting, y'all. That tells TikTok, it tells the algorithm that people are interested in what is being talked about today. Okay. So let's run it. All right. Oops. Let me do this. Hold on. Bam. Okay. There we go. David, welcome. Dabo. I think I said that right. If I didn't, please correct me. All right. Welcome in. Welcome in. So let's run it. So now we're going to talk about, I'm trying to do my part too and share as well, because I sat here and said y'all share live, so I'm doing it too. Okay. I'm doing my part. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just expecting y'all to do it and I don't do anything. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Okay. Thank you, Naomi. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. For y'all on YouTube, Naomi said you did a great job explaining the process or the cycles of Bitcoin. I appreciate that. Okay. So now that y'all have the 4 phases, right? So that way you know when you should be buying, because Leon is not, I cannot legally tell you when to buy, okay, or what to buy at that point as well. But now you know what accumulation is, what it looks like on the chart, okay? You know that green means buy, red means sell, all right? You know that accumulation means sideways movement. This is where the smart investors, the people that's been investing in this market for a minute, this is where they're more than likely buying. Suzanne, welcome. The Ivan, welcome. Cheryl, welcome. Happy Tuesday, y'all, right? And you also know now that expansion typically follows accumulation. We need to see big body green candles directly following that, meaning it breaks out of that sideways movement and it just pushes right on up. Okay. And you need to see that week after week after week. All right, Reyes, welcome. Happy Tuesday. After that expansion, you want to see distribution. That means price has been running high. Everybody's excited about Bitcoin now or cryptocurrency in general, and they talking about it all on the headlines. Everybody and their mama saying, "Did you buy Bitcoin yet? I told y'all that Bitcoin was gonna go up." Dog, you ain't telling anybody anything that they don't know because they know the cycles. Okay, distribution is where the people that got in low, they start selling. So the people who are late to the party, they can come in here and buy highs and then turn around and panic sell anyway. All right. Distribution happens. After distribution, that's where the market corrects. So you're going to expect the market price to go down. That is going to happen. No matter what you do, no matter what you're investing in, what goes up must come down, y'all. Nothing stays up forever. Okay. It's just a matter of time. Diamond, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Okay. So there we go. So these cycles, y'all, typically repeat because human behavior repeats. That's it. That's all. But I want to say this, okay? Price price alone doesn't tell us everything. This is one of the tools that we can use to help us to identify when we should buy, when we should sell, or when we should hold, okay? All right. So what I want y'all to do, I want all of us to understand what investors are actually doing behind the scenes. And that's why I'm about to show y'all a few things. I'm going to give y'all these indicators. Okay. So some people may use something different. That's perfectly fine. But we're talking about Bitcoin right now. Welcome, Peter. I see you. Happy Tuesday. All right. We're talking about Bitcoin. So for anyone just now joining, all right. We've gone over a few things. We talked about making sure your money is right before you even consider investing. Cryptocurrency should not be your first investment. Okay, it's more so an advanced option because you have your money together. You understand how the markets work because you have invested in something else. The Miss Evans, welcome, happy Tuesday. Right, Jay Power, welcome, happy Tuesday. You have your money together. You understand how markets work, so you already invest in real estate or stocks or something else. Okay, now you get into crypto. All right. That's what we talked about first. Then I went over the 4 phases, okay, that the market is going to go through, specifically talking about Bitcoin, but the market is going to go through to help us identify when we should buy, when we should sell, when we should hold. Okay. Now, I'm going to go over 3 indicators that can help explain Bitcoin price movement. So if you're that person that's like, yo, what the heck? Bitcoin was just at 73, 74K last week. Why the heck is it down to 69K? Well, number one, y'all, we already know we're in the correction phase, right? So we should expect price is going to go down. Yes? Yes or yes? We're in a correction phase. So we should expect price to go down. Okay, I got it. It did a little rebound, but that doesn't mean anything. We're in correction until price starts to move sideways. Okay, until price starts to move sideways, consecutive weeks and months. All right, we're not in accumulation. We're still in correction. All right, cool. So now we know that we're in correction. Okay, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin ETF flows. I'm going to show y'all a specific chart that I use to help me to see when institutional money is entering the chat and when they said, I had enough and I'm exiting the chat. Y'all ready? Okay. And here's why I want y'all to know this, because when investors buy those ETF shares, like Naomi was asking, which Bitcoin ETF should I buy? Right? When investors are buying those ETF shares, guess what happens? Fund managers must buy real Bitcoin. So the more people are buying those ETF shares, specifically talking about Bitcoin right now, so buying those Bitcoin ETF shares, right? Then we should see, in essence, we should start to see Bitcoin price move a little bit. Will it be a massive jump? No, because there could be other factors at play too at the same time. Okay. But I want y'all to just look at this and see, because what you're going to see is a bit of a consistent inflow happening in a certain period. All right. So let me share my screen. Hopefully y'all still here. If you still here on YouTube, let me know. Give me a thumbs up or just type in I'm still here. Thumbs up emoji or type I'm still here. Same thing for y'all on TikTok. I'm trying to pull this up so you can see my screen. And look, I know this stuff is the sexy, y'all. That's why the numbers are fluctuating and everything. But I'm telling you, you can either choose to gamble. Okay, you can choose to gamble if you want to, or you can use strategy. Not going under. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. All right. I want to help you out. So hopefully this helps you out forever. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Okay. So here's the website that I use. It's called bitbo.io. Okay. Y'all see it's treasury/ETF-flows. Okay. Bitbo. You can actually go on there and then it has an option for you to go to the Bitcoin ETFs. Okay. Or Bitcoin ETF. Okay. So what you're seeing here, all right, it tells us Bitcoin ETF net daily inflows and outflows, meaning money's coming in and money going out. All right, so it has the legend here. Inflows are green, outflows are red. Everybody sees that. Inflows are green, outflows are red. Hannity Charles, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Okay, so over here, it also has it. Boom. It has the values in billions of US dollars. Okay. So 500 million, 1 billion, 1.5, so on and so forth. Got it? So you see all this green, okay? Boom, look at that. Let's see what day that was. What day was this? Where it was massive. July 2024. So that's the first year that ETFs, specifically those Bitcoin ETFs, came on the scene. It had a net inflow of 2.22 billion just in one day. We have not seen that amount, right? Until what's this? And get there. October 7, 2025. So pretty much over a year before we saw 2.1 billion of inflows. This means, y'all, people are buying Bitcoin ETFs. So when people buy Bitcoin ETFs, those fund managers have to buy from the crypto exchanges more Bitcoin. Cool? Okay. So I'm going to go to, this was the end of February, y'all. I saw so much inflow. So look, so let me see if I can go back one. What's this? That's the 23rd. Oh, where's the 24th? Because I saw it. Okay, so anyway, so I can't get it to it. So February 25th, we saw 395 million inflows, meaning people were buying crypto, Bitcoin ETFs. Then the next day, 394 buying Bitcoin ETFs. There was no outflows on that day. Okay, 26, 394 million, no outflows that day. Oh, hold up, my bad. I'm trying to go down here. Yeah, there were none until I'm going. So from the 24th to March 4th was nothing but inflows. Meaning people are buying Bitcoin ETFs from the 24th of February to March 4th. So you're talking about a whole week, right? A whole good week. Big Mays, welcome. Happy Tuesday. A whole week, people were just buying Bitcoin ETFs. All right. Why is that important? Why is that important? I said it already. This is one of those ways to help us to identify when the big money is getting into the market. So when a person asks me, Leona, should I be buying Bitcoin? Okay. Do you know what cycle we're in? Yes or no? Right? Do you know if the big money players are putting money into Bitcoin? Yes or no? Why am I asking, do you know if the big money players are putting money into Bitcoin? Because we follow the money. You're not going to follow the money rules of somebody that's broke, are you? I mean, maybe you will. That ain't smart. It's not. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but you know, am I right or wrong? Like, would you want to follow? And I want you thumbs up emoji in the chat if you would, thumbs down emoji in the chat if you want. Would you follow the money rules or the advice about money from somebody that's broke? Thumbs up emoji in the chat if you would, thumbs down emoji in the chat if you want. Frankie, welcome. Happy Tuesday. I want to see. Would you follow and listen to somebody who is broke as a joke about money? Would you follow their advice about money? Thumbs up emoji in the chat if you would. Thumbs down emoji in the chat if you want. Mr. Bill said, absolutely not. There's no way. Andre, welcome. Happy Tuesday. So this is why I'm suggesting that not only you understand and know the market cycles, right? You understand the phases when it comes to investing in Bitcoin. And number two, look at where the money's going. If people are buying more crypto ETFs, specifically since we're talking about Bitcoin, if people are buying more Bitcoin ETFs, T. Michelle, welcome, happy Tuesday. If they're buying more Bitcoin ETFs during this time, why in the world am I sitting here asking the question, should I be buying Bitcoin right now? And you know that price is way down compared to what it was just a little under a year ago. October 2025, Bitcoin was at over $120,000. Today is 69,000. Don't you think that that's a massive discount? Yes or no? Let me know. Am I the only one that think that that's a massive discount? And I'm like, shoot, put me in the game, coach. Listen, that's almost 50% off. Don't you look for that stuff when you go to make purchases in the store? When you go to buy that shirt, when you go to buy those shoes, when you go to buy those jeans, don't you look for a discount? If it's something that you wanted and you was like, oh shoot, that I wait till they put that on clearance. I come back. Hopefully they still have my size. Don't you do that? Why would you not do that here? So we follow the money. If more people, if you're seeing 300 million, 400 million, day after day, getting put into, welcome Robert, happy Tuesday, getting put into these Bitcoin ETFs, that is a big old blaring sign telling me I need to look. It's time. It's time. That's Leona though. Maybe, maybe it's not for you. I don't know. Okay. All right. So now we talked about our phases. Okay. Accumulation, expansion, distribution, and correction. We know that we are in a correction phase right now. Obi, welcome. Happy Tuesday. We know that. We also have gone over one of the indicators that helps us to explain Bitcoin price, to help us identify we should buy, sell, or hold. Okay. And that's looking at the Bitcoin ETF in and outflow. All right. We did that. Now, question for y'all, real quick. Do you believe that institutions buy when markets feel comfortable or when markets feel uncertain? Like when people are afraid, when prices are down, when people are scared. Do you believe that institutions buy more? And I'm going to use Bitcoin as an example. Do you believe that institutions buy more Bitcoin when everybody's screaming, yeah, 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 I'm in it, and prices are super high? Or do they buy when markets are uncertain, when people are scared? Come on. Come on. He said buy on fear, uncertain. That's what happens, y'all. So if that's the case, that means that institutions, all right, are going to accumulate during uncertainty. Remember, accumulation phase. Accumulation phase, when the market is moving what? Sideways. When prices are the lowest. When there is extreme fear or consistent fear in the market. When folks are losing their confidence in Bitcoin, because we're talking about Bitcoin right now. When they're losing their confidence in Bitcoin, unknown user, welcome, happy Tuesday, right? So that's one indicator. Those Bitcoin ETF inflow, outflows, okay? Mike, welcome. Say they run in when people buying or running out. Say they run in when buying, people are running out selling. Barb, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Okay? So pretty much they're going to sell. The people who got in super low, they're going to sell at the high. So that way the people that don't know what they're doing and they are late to the party because they have that fear of missing out, that FOMO that people talk about, they can come in here and now buy. And then they're going to turn around and end up selling their Bitcoin because guess what? They bought too high and they don't know what they're doing and they're scared of losing more money. So guess what? They sell back the Bitcoin that they bought at a high price. They are banking on you not knowing what you're doing. Y'all think y'all should share this live now? Y'all think y'all should share it now? If you're watching the replay on YouTube, do you think you should share it now? And for my people on TikTok, if you cannot watch the whole live, you can always tune into the replay on YouTube. I'm live right now. It will be up on my page. It's on my channel. It's Prosperity Calls, just like it is here on TikTok. Same thing on YouTube. Okay, so you can watch the replay. Jen, welcome. Happy Tuesday. So I'm going to talk about another indicator. I'm going to go through it pretty fast. because time is running out and I really have to get to my family. So I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm gonna show y'all this. Okay. So if you're joining late, for my people who are just jumping on YouTube and on TikTok, I'm breaking down signals that help beginners read the Bitcoin market to know when to buy, when to sell, but also when to hold. Ready for a change. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Okay. So if you're new to the cryptocurrency market, if you're curious, like you want to learn more before you put money into the market, this is definitely for you. My experienced people that have been in the market for 5 or more years, more than likely y'all already know this. Y'all know what y'all doing. So cool. I would love for you to stick around and help people out. But if you can't, I totally got it. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Mandorla. I think I messed that up, but if I didn't, cool. If I did, let me know. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Okay. So we're going to look at something that can help us to identify selling pressure. Okay. So what we're going to talk about is exchange supply. So when you see that there is more Bitcoin leaving exchanges, that is your cue to say, more people with big money are buying. Okay. When it's negative in red on this website that I'm going to show you, there are multiple websites you can use, y'all. There's just one for me. It's easier to identify, like go find the information and to understand. Okay. But there's 3 different ones that you can go to that I know of today. One is Glassnode. I have the Glassnode, Glassnode, Glassnode. That is a website you can go to. I've been on it, but to me, okay, I look for the easiest way for me to understand information. All right. To me, it's not as easy, okay, as going to Crypto Quant. This is CryptoQuant. That one to me is a bit easier. Lamar, welcome. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to show y'all Crypto Quant because, like I said, to me, that one is a bit easier. With it, welcome. Happy Tuesday. All right. And then also CoinGlass. Now, I heard about it, but I haven't personally went on it. I just went on Glassnode and then Crypto Quant, and I stopped at Crypto Quant because it was super easy for me to see. All right. So when I show y'all this, pretty much if Bitcoin moves onto exchanges, it means that investors are selling. Okay. They're selling, right? They're taking their profit. That typically happens during what? Big amounts is going to start happening during distribution, and then they're going to continue to happen during correction. Okay. Now, if Bitcoin is leaving exchanges, what that typically means is investors are holding. People are buying more. Okay. People are buying more Bitcoin, more than likely going to these crypto exchanges. Okay. Or they're buying and they're putting into their crypto wallets, their private wallets. Okay. So if there is fewer items like on a shelf in a store, that means supply tightens, right? So that's what we're looking for when we look at this particular website. So let me share with y'all Crypto Quant. Hopefully this is helpful to y'all. If y'all are learning something tonight, let me know in the chat. That goes for y'all too on YouTube. Y'all very quiet over here. If you're learning something tonight, let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up emoji in the chat if you're learning something tonight. Or if it's confirmation, like, you know what? I knew that. Yep, I knew that. Give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat. Jez, welcome. Thank you so very much for the likes. Okay. Oops. Okay. Well, I'll do that first. It's a bird. It's a plane. Okay. Let's go. All right. Miss Mill. I see you. All right. Let's go. So let me go back. Hold on. I'm going to go back. Why didn't let me go back? Okay. So right here, oops. Okay. So like I said, this is it. I have a free free login. I didn't pay for it yet because I'm still playing around on it. All right. But this is the website, CryptoQuant. All right. .com. And then it's pretty easy to find it. Okay, you go to exchange flows, and then this is the screen that pops up. So we're going to look at exchange reserve. Okay, this tells us the total number of coins held in the exchange, and as the and pretty much as the value continues to rise in the reserve, it'll indicate higher selling pressure, and has shown an opposite trend in price in general. Okay, so all this is telling us when we see negative, that means that we have Bitcoin going off of the exchanges, right? When it's green, there's Bitcoin coming in. All right, and this is like the total overall. All right, so it's down just a little bit in the past 24 hours, you see, in percentages. Okay, not a whole lot. It's not anything to be like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? And then over the last 7 days, see how it's showing you. This is like mini chart, okay? It's showing that it's gone down, but then it looks a bit like a sideways movement here, but it's a bit lower. All right, so that means that the exchanges are selling their Bitcoin. So what does that tell you as an investor? Type it in the chat. If the exchanges reserve of Bitcoin is decreasing, what does that tell you as an investor? Type it in the chat. He said more to buy. Okay. Money, what's going on? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. JJMM, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Buy more. Okay. So what that's telling us, y'all, is that people are buying Bitcoin. They're buying Bitcoin. You have the big money players. You have the institutions. Okay. They are buying Bitcoin. Money say if you always go off what big money is doing, you'll lose your position. Well, you can use what big money is doing to understand what is happening. Okay? We follow the money. This is not to say that you have to do what anybody's doing, but I'm going to say this to you, money. Would you follow the guidance or the execution of a person that's broke or the person that got the money? Okay? Would you follow the person that's broke or the person that got the money? Would you follow what they're doing? Meaning, not necessarily saying you have to execute immediately, but like, ooh, they're buying right now. Price is low. There's fear in the market. I put all that together. That means, Leona, you should probably consider buying, right? If they're selling, then that means that they're taking profit. So what that tells me, I may not have tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin like they have, but what that tells me is, Leona, you need to hold your Bitcoin. Okay, you need to hold what you got. Because see, they selling because they got the big money. They can sell and buy at lower prices. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. So this is what yeah. So, and I understood what you were saying, but I wanted to make sure that people that are reading the chat and listening to me, like they understand what is being said, right? We follow the money because we want to know what the people with the big money are doing. So that gives us an idea of something that's not being spoken. That gives us an idea of what's actually happening behind the scenes. Because the news is not going to tell y'all, they're not going to tell us that we should be buying Bitcoin because the price is low. No, they're going to sit here and fear you down. Okay, they're going to hit you with every type of word, verbiage, sentence, statement, phrase to shake you up out the market. That's what the news is going to do. OTR, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Right? But see, those of us that's been in the market for a minute, we study all the events that come that trigger price movement. This is why I shared up front, making sure your money is right before you even invest in this market, because you're going to get your head knocked off if your money is not right. Number two, I shared the cycles or the phases in how Bitcoin moves. That accumulation, followed by expansion, followed by distribution, followed by correction, which is what we're in right now. Then we also look at the indicators, which I shared that Bitcoin in and out flow chart. And then we look at the exchange in and out flow. we put all this stuff together. This helps us to identify if we should buy, sell, or hold. Tyrus, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Okay. So hopefully y'all got that. All right. Like I said, y'all, there are plenty of websites out here. But for me, I found that Crypto Quaint was the easiest one to understand for me. All right. It wasn't as complicated to find the exchange reserves where we could see what's going in and what's going out. It was pretty easy for me to find for Crypto Quant. The only thing is you have to have an account with them, which is free. You can do it for free. If you want more information, though, you have to pay for it. But at the end of the day, it's free. Okay, so it's not something you have to pay for. Vernon, welcome. Happy Tuesday. All right, so let me stop sharing this for y'all on YouTube. Hopefully, y'all got it. Okay. So next thing, all right, next thing, before we move forward, y'all, if this is making sense, if this is helping you, I'm gonna ask that y'all on YouTube, if you haven't given the thumbs up yet, go ahead and give the thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet and you're loving what you're hearing, what you waiting on? Go ahead and subscribe, okay? If you have not hit the notification bell and you want to know when I'm going live, you want to be notified of when I'm going live, hit the notification bell. TikTok, if you are enjoying this, if you are learning something new, if you're getting a confirmation, Sean, welcome, happy Tuesday. If you're getting a confirmation, then I'm going to ask that y'all tap it up, okay? Just like Fabo said, tap it up. All right, I need y'all to tap it up. Okay, Turkey, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Tap the screen. This is one of the many ways that triggers TikTok's algorithm to send this live out to the FYP. We have one more thing to go over, one more indicator to go over, and then I gotta go because I'm ready to get home to my family. Okay, so tap it up, share this live. Okay, you can hold down the screen, names come up, and then you just bow, 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 bow. 10 people real quick, whether they have a green bubble or not, doesn't matter. You can send it to 10 people real quick, share the live, repost. Okay, if you're like, Leon, girl, I mean, I got it, you are right or whatever, but I ain't really been on your lives like that, so I'm not about to share with my people because whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, cool. You can always hit the share button and then repost. That's another way to send this or send a message to the TikTok algorithm that, hey, folks want other people to join this live. So, dog, do your job and send this live out to the FYP, okay? So reposting does that as well. If you share, you can also repost. And then lastly, y'all, commenting, okay? Letting me know you still here by saying, I'm here, Leona, okay? Or give me the thumbs up emoji when I say, does that make sense? Give me the thumbs up, all right? If it don't make sense, give me the thumbs down. Nah, it don't make sense. Type repeat in the chat. Whatever you need me to do, whatever you want me to do, I want you to type it in the chat. That's another way to tell TikTok's algorithm, hey, we want some more people to get this information. Stop holding it, okay? Send this thing out. All right, I see you. My nephew's still here. What's going on? All right, so let's run it. Third way, third little signal that we're going to use to help us to identify if we should be buying Bitcoin, selling Bitcoin, or holding. Okay. Third way that we're going to do this is using something called the sentiment of the market. Okay. The sentiment of the market. So we're going to use what we know. Oops. We're going to use, see, this is why I know I got to get ready to go because I just got that 20% low battery notification. So I know I got to get ready to go. All right. So we're going to use the sentiment of the market. How do we know how people are feeling about crypto at this time? We use something called the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Okay. So for anybody that's just joining on TikTok or on YouTube, all right, we've covered financial readiness already. We've covered the 4 phases of the Bitcoin cycle. Thank you so very much, Mrs. James, for the heart me. I appreciate you. Which is accumulation first, okay? Where price is moving sideways, the smart investors are buying at this time. Then it moves into expansion, right? Meaning price is just going up, 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 all right? And we see a ton of green candles on our chart, back to back, weeks at a time, months at a time, price is moving up. That's called expansion, directly following accumulation. Hey, I see you, I see you. And then after expansion comes distribution. That's at the top, meaning people have been buying, the market has been excited, there has been euphoria, and guess what? All-time high is hit. Markets now start to move sideways, and then that means to us that the people with the big money, the people that started buying at lower prices, they are preparing to sell. So you're going to see green candle, red candle, green candle, red candle. It's going to be a battle of the buyers and sellers, and it's at the top, and the market is moving sideways. Okay, that's distribution. After distribution is correction. Price is dropping. So now you know you expect after all-time highs, price moves sideways, expect the market to drop. Okay, that's called correction. The market is resetting. So this is where more people are selling. People who got in at lower prices, they're still selling, they're taking profit, and they're preparing to buy at lower prices. Those are the four phases. It rinses and repeats, y'all. It rinses and repeats. Cool. So we talked about that, and then I just gave y'all two indicators to help us to identify what is happening with Bitcoin price. One was the Bitcoin ETF in and out flows. I showed y'all that on BitBo. Okay. And then number two, I showed you the Bitcoin exchange in and out flows. Okay. And that is on Crypto Quant. QUANT. Got it? All right. Now we're going to go into the fear and greed index. All right. We're going to talk about extreme fear, neutral, greed, and extreme greed. There are price or numbers associated with that. Okay. So, so this helps you to identify what people are feeling about the cryptocurrency market at the time. Sean, welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Okay. So when there is fear and extreme fear, that typically means prices going down. Confidence in the cryptocurrency market is not as strong as it was prior to experiencing that fear and extreme fear. You typically see an extension of that, meaning it's happening for an extended period of time when the markets are in correction, okay, or accumulation. Got it? You typically will see that. I'm talking about like months at a time of fear and extreme fear. All right, you typically will see that during the phase correction, when prices are expected to go down after all-time highs, but also during accumulation. Make it happen. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. It's been a minute. Yeah, girl, where you been? All right. So those two are when you typically will see extreme fear and then regular fear. All right. Neutral can pop in anytime. It just depends on what's happening at the time. You may see neutral during that accumulation phase too. All right. And then greed and extreme greed. We already know what that means. People are excited about the market. The prices are consistently going up. Okay. We're normally in a bull market when we see a ton of greed coming up back to back, days at a time, weeks at a time, months at a time, and then extreme greed. That's when we're in that euphoria phase, more than likely either right before distribution or during that distribution, because we have all-time highs, okay, that have happened, and the market is still kind of making a little bit of a high, but not going too high. Got it? So sometimes markets may move opposite of what public emotion is, but y'all don't fear that. Okay. So let me show y'all real quick. Let me show you this here website so that way y'all know where you can go. Okay. If you don't know, you can just simply Google crypto fear and greed index. Typically, coinmarketcap.com is going to pop up. Okay. So this for y'all on YouTube. Y'all already got it. Let's go. 2030. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. All right. Let's go. I got to hurry up, y'all, because my phone, I don't want it to die. So y'all see this up here? Coinmarketcap.com. All right. Fear and greed index. Cool. So here it tells us right now we are still in fear today. Okay. Remember how I said there's numbers associated with it? Okay. So we have fear today, and then if you go over to the right, it says historic values. So it's telling us what it was yesterday, what it was last week, what it was last month. Last month in the month of February, prior to February, what was that, 24th, we saw a ton. Perk Insights, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Y'all, Perk Insights, can you type a comment in the chat real quick so I can pin you? Perk Insights is another phenomenal crypto investor and educator. She teaches about cryptocurrency. So for my people who say, Leona, I don't know. I'm not really like a beginner like that. I need some more information or whatnot, then you can follow her. Okay. 007 Bless. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Okay. I guess she had to go. So anyway, so let's go. So this is showing us what was happening as far as the sentiment of the market, how people are feeling about cryptocurrency. Okay, so like I showed y'all with the Bitcoin ETF in and outflow, right, from February 24th to March 4th, there was a ton of inflows. Prior to that, though, there were billions of outflows, meaning people were selling their Bitcoin ETF. And I'm talking about day after day, week after week. And we experienced extreme fear. Okay. So that was actually really a good time to buy into Bitcoin because let me show you, since I showed y'all that when price got down here, let me move this up. When price got down here, let's see, it got down to 60K. Okay, this was the week of February 2nd. Y'all see that right there? Right here. That was the week of February 2nd. Yo, this was a really good time to buy. A really good time to buy. You can still, based on what you have been shown today, okay? Hopefully this has helped you to decide if you should buy or sell. Remember, red candles, for my people who just joined, red candles mean that price is going down. People are selling their Bitcoin because we're on the Bitcoin chart. Green candles mean people are buying Bitcoin, okay? But Fatima, welcome. Happy Tuesday. All right. So everybody got it with the crypto fear and greed index. So all you need to do is just look at this. Okay, this tells us today what the sentiment is, how people are feeling about the crypto market. People are still feeling a bit of fear. They're not certain that this is the time for them to buy. They don't know if the market is going to rebound. They don't know if the market is going to go down even further. Okay, there is fear in the market. If you want to know what's happened yesterday, last week, last month, boom, there you go. Okay. And if you want to know about the previous year, right? Or the year high. Hey, welcome crypto stock markets. Thank you so very much for grabbing that. Pardon me. Okay, this is showing us the past high and when there was greed was May of 2025. There has not been greed in the year of 2026. This shows you the low. How much fear was in the market? It was a fire, child. Ooh, Lord. Ew. But right now we're still in fear. Okay. Hopefully everybody got it. So I'm about to go, y'all. Thank you, Miss Mel. I appreciate you. Thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. Let's go. Y'all, I have to get ready to go. Okay. Because one, my phone is about to die. Two, my family is waiting on me. Okay. But I do have a question for y'all. Okay. I do have yes, sir. I go live at 6 p.m. Central, so 7 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm out of here before 8 o'clock because I'm not at home with my family and I want to get there. Okay. So, question for y'all. Question before we wrap this up. Okay. If you see or when you see Bitcoin drop, let's say 25% from where it was. Okay. As a matter of fact, no. Y'all saw Bitcoin was at over 120K, it was like 126K ish, right? October 2025. When Bitcoin got down to 70K, how were you feeling? Like, what was the emotion you felt first? Did you feel fear? Type 1 in the chat. Be truthful now. Okay. If you felt fear, type 1 in the chat. All right. If you were curious, like, why did it go down to 70K? Put the number 2 in the chat. If Bitcoin dropped, when Bitcoin dropped down to 70K from 126K ish, okay, and you were like, what happened? Type the number 2 in the chat. If you welcome Lady Queen. Hey girl, where you been? Where you been? Okay. If you saw it as opportunity, type 3. Type the number 3 in the chat. If when you saw Bitcoin go from 126K plus, okay, down to 70K, were you like, hey, it's time to buy? Okay. Type the number 3 in the chat. If you were straight up confused, like, what the heck is going on? I don't know what's going on. All right, type in number 4 in the chat. Welcome back, unknown user. I see you. Happy Tuesday. All right, which one? Type it in the chat. Let me see. Where y'all at? Crazy S. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. So I'm gonna go through it again. When you saw Bitcoin drop from 126K ish down to 70K, were you fearful? Type the number 1 in the chat. Were you curious? Type the number 2 in the chat. Were you like, hey, it's time to buy? It's opportunity, baby. Type the number 3 in the chat. If you were all out confused, like, man, I don't know what the heck is going on, type the number 4 in the chat. Okay, let's go. Miss Mel, yes, buying opportunity. Naomi, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, what y'all got on YouTube? Oh, shoot. Dang it. I don't press the wrong thing. What y'all got on YouTube? What's your number on YouTube? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Initially, I was fearful. That's okay. It's okay. You know, you made the adjustment though. Okay. Crypto stock market's like, I was like, well, there goes out. Yo, we've been waiting on out season for how many years now? Shoot. Good Lord. Well, wait, no. Hey, what's going on, Tina? What's going on? I feel you though, crypto stock markets. Me and my husband was talking about that too. Like, Jesus, we need to get this together. But anyway, y'all, the reason why I asked y'all to type those in the chat is just to help you to see that if you felt a certain type of way, you're not by yourself. Okay. All right. So say, can you explain the definite altcoins? So altcoins is anything besides Bitcoin. Bitcoin is it. That's all. That's the number 1. That's the granddaddy. Everything that came after Bitcoin is alternative. Is an alternative coin. Okay. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. Okay. What you talking about, sir? What you talking about? What you talking about, crypto stock markets? That's the XRP man right there, boy. You can't talk about crypto without talking about XRP, boy. He'll be like, what? What about XRP? I know some of y'all in here. Y'all been doing good though. Y'all been doing good because normally y'all be coming for me. You talking about crypto, but you ain't talking about XRP. Why? God, because we hear about XRP all the time. Jesus, can we talk about something else? Oh, shoot. T-Bell, welcome. Happy Tuesday. All right, so look. So we pretty much talked about a few things. So the signal institutions often watch is the ETF inflows combined with declining exchange supply. Okay. This is a bit of studying on my part. Now, somebody may say something totally different, but guess what? If we all come to the same conclusion, guess what? Then both of us are right, or all of us are right. If we all come to the same conclusion, we have the same answer to the test. We just got the answer a little bit different. All right. That's it. That's all. I got you, crypto stock markets. I appreciate you. I will. Okay. So when demand increases, all right, while available supply in our exchanges decreases, that signals accumulation behavior. Now, remember, we talked about the 4 phases. Accumulation. This is when the smart investors are buying. Okay. Then we have expansion after that. Then we have distribution after that. This is when the people who bought during accumulation at low prices, super low prices, they are selling because they're taking what? Profit. Okay. This is when Leona said, I want to sell some of my shares of my Bitcoin ETF because, dog, I got in, it was $14 a share. By the time we was at that high, 126K, guess what? My initial Bitcoin ETF that I bought, which is Grayscale, right? That was over $80 per share. Why would I not take profit? I was up over 600%. Okay. Then after distribution, when the people who bought low start selling, after that is correction. Those are the 4 phases, y'all. It rinses and repeats. Okay? So all I'm saying is these indicators help us to observe the market. They are not guarantees, but it gives us an idea of what to look for, and it helps us to make a decision. Now, you can also go down a rabbit hole and look into some more things. That's totally up to you. Do what you do. Okay? So here's your homework. Homework time. Let's go. So this week, I want you to track 3 things. Okay? I want you to track the ETF flows in and out. Okay? You can use BitBo or any other one. I believe the block has one. It's pretty easy for beginners to utilize. Okay? Contra Nova, welcome. Happy Tuesday. So you can use BitBo or the block, or there's a ton of other ones. Y'all Google Bitcoin in and out flows. Okay? And then all the options will come up. Pick which one is easiest for you to understand when looking at it. All right. Number 2, I want you to track the exchange supply. Okay. Do the exchange have more Bitcoin coming in? Are they holding more, or do they have more going out? Okay. I showed y'all crypto coin. You can use Glassnode or CoinGlass, whatever works for you, use it. Okay. Number 3, look at the Fear and Greed Index. Take a note of what the number is showing up for each day this week. So I want you to write down, did the ETF flows increase or decrease this week? I want you to write down, did exchange supplies rise or fall this week? And then also, what was the sentiment for each day of this week? Okay? Because the goal, y'all, is to think like an analyst instead of reacting emotionally to price moving up and down. Got it? I told y'all here, this is not about me telling you what to buy and when to buy, because legally I cannot do that. What I do here is to help you to identify information and know what's happening, so that way you can make an informed decision. I want you to know how to fish for yourself. Got it? All right. So that's your homework. Okay. Before we wrap up tonight, I want to say something very important, y'all. The goal of Crypto 101 isn't to make anyone rush into crypto. The goal is to help people to build that awareness, to be clear about their money, to be clear about why they're investing, to be disciplined, and then also to have confidence with your money, child. That's why I talked about finances and financial health and all of that stuff before we even started talking about crypto. Okay, Gaga Forex, welcome. Happy Tuesday. All right. Because at the end of the day, y'all, the real advantage in these markets is not speed, it's understanding. Again, the real advantage in these markets is not speed, it is understanding. Y'all, crypto is volatile. You saw it. I showed you on the charts for those of you that were here. Okay. If you missed any part of this and you're like, shoot, I missed a bunch and I want to hear it, you can tune into the replay on YouTube. That's Prosperity Calls on YouTube. Okay. But crypto is volatile. But at the same time, that volatility becomes easier to navigate. Dan, welcome, happy Tuesday. That volatility becomes easier to navigate when you understand market cycles, when you understand investor behavior, when you understand and execute risk management. So tonight has helped you, to see the market a little bit different. I encourage you. I strongly encourage you to join us again for the next Crypto 101 session happening on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's for my West Coast people. Okay? Each session builds on the last one. I want to make sure that you are getting better at understanding this market, especially as a beginner. And hopefully, the idea, the expectation is over time, you start to see the market through a completely different lens and you're making better decisions, okay, as an investor. So thank you all so very much for tuning in, for the likes, for the thumbs up on YouTube, for the subscribes, for the shares, for the reposts, for the comments, for the gifts. I appreciate y'all on TikTok, okay? Share this out. if you're going to watch the replay, share this out with someone who is curious about crypto or new to the cryptocurrency market so they don't go in here and get their head knocked out. All right. I will see y'all Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific on Thursday. I'm going to leave y'all my favorite quote, and that is from a legend. His name is Arthur Ashe, and he said, to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Y'all have a good